energy. Let's talk about the flow of energy in an ecosystem. For starters, photosynthesis is how plants convert light energy into chemical energy. Chemosynthesis is the production of energy-rich nutrients from chemicals. Chemosynthesis usually only happens in bacteria that live near hydrothermal vents. A hydrothermal vent is a deep crack in the ocean floor where heat from magma produces hot water rich in nutrients such as sulfur. In an ecosystem, we have producers. Okay, now producers make their energy mostly from the sunlight. Producers are your plants. The exception, of course, would be the bacteria that are near a hydrothermic vent, which use hydrogen sulfide. Consumers refer to organisms that obtain energy by eating another organism. Consumers are either an herbivore, which eat only plants, carnivore, which eats only other animals, or an omnivore, which eats both plants and animals. A scavenger is a carnivore that eats only dead organisms. Decomposers get their energy by breaking down waste and dead organisms, and they return the raw materials to the environment. For example, bacteria, fungi, mold, worms, and mushrooms are all decomposers. In an ecosystem, energy is flowing up. Okay, so the sun gives its energy to a plant. In this example, it's seaweed. So seaweed is the producer. Okay, your first consumer is the insect, which eats the seaweed, and that's an herbivore. Frog is a carnivore or insectivore, eating the insect. A bass is a fish, which is classified as a carnivore, eating the frog. And the eagle is your top carnivore, your top predator in here, and they are eating fish, for example, though they may also eat frogs. So the first consumer, in this case the herbivore, is your first level consumer. The frog is classified as a second level consumer, and so on. Food chains are showing how food energy is passed from one organism to another through a sequence of events. So in this example here, the arrows again are representing the flow of energy. We have our producers. This is our first level consumer, second level consumer, third level consumer. Okay, so a food chain is a series of events in which one organism eats another and gets its energy. These are all examples of food chains. A food web, on the other hand, is made up of many overlapping food chains. Okay, so a food web made up of overlapping food chains in an ecosystem, and it's a model that shows all possible feeding relationships. Okay, so you can see right here, sun is the original source of energy, gives its energy to the grass and the trees. Those are the producers, your primary consumers, the rabbit, the field mouse, and the grasshopper, right? They are all herbivores that eat only the plants. Termites additionally, herbivore, eating only the plants. Again, primary consumer. Your secondary consumers, your hawks, your snakes, your shrews, your woodpecker, and your top level consumers, which are carnivores, in this diagram would be the fox. An energy pyramid is a model that shows the amount of energy available at each feeding level in an ecosystem. It is important to note that some energy is lost in transfer from one level to the next. So that means that the bottom of your food pyramid is where the most energy is, and as you go up the food pyramid, you get less and less. In fact, only 10% of the energy at each level is used by the next level up. And that energy is measured in calories. So here we have our producer level where the most energy is found, then your first level consumer, second level consumer, and then your top level consumer. And you can see, right, you need far fewer of these top predators than you need of producers.